30 interesting facts about gulls, cannibalism and unusual body structure. It would be hard to imagine lakes or seas without gulls. These birds live wherever they can catch other aquatic inhabitants or collect scraps. The gull is an aggressive and squabbling member of the feathered birds. Such a bird is used to living in a large group and is constantly fighting for a better place or food base. In Russian, the word seagull began to be used in the 18th century. A more ancient form of seagull was found in chronicles, for example, in the tale of Igor's campaign. It is not known exactly where this name of the bird came from, but etymologists suggest that it is related to the cry of the seagull, which is interpreted as kiei. Ornithologists were able to identify 44 varieties of gulls. The largest such bird has a wingspan of 1.5 meters, and the smallest 0.5 meters. 1. Body weight of gulls is not very large. On average, it is from 240 to 400 grams. The body of such a feathered bird is slender. 2. The common gull flies in small flocks, and their flight is in the form of a triangle. 3. Seagulls are wonderful swimmers, and are even capable of falling asleep on the water. 4. Due to the presence of a special gland on the gull, such a feathered bird is able to drink salty water. This gland is located above the bird's eyes, and it cleans the gull's blood from salt, which the gland removes through its nostrils. 5. Seagulls are capable of attacking people in flocks, protecting their own space. The United States even has instructions for mailmen on what to do when these birds attack. 6. In certain areas, 70% of the gull's diet consists of fishing scraps. 7. Black-headed gulls can break eggs in their own and neighboring clutches if they notice a human when they are laying or in the early days of incubation. 8. In Salt Lake City, there is a 50-foot column of granite with 2 bronze birds on a globe. In this way, they tried to commemorate the California gull, which symbolized the state of Utah and saved farmers' crops from locusts in the mid-19th century. 9. In 2011, the Mint of Paris placed the Audouin gull, a rather rare bird that lives on some Mediterranean islands, on a €50 gold coin. 10. Seagulls have swimming webs, due to which the bird of this type moves perfectly in the water, but these birds were not classified as an oceanic species. 11. Recently, gulls are considered scavengers and serious competitors to crows, which inhabit the territory of consumer and industrial waste. 12. The smallest representative of the family is the lesser gull. Its average weight is 100 to 150 grams. The largest gull is the sea gull. The weight of such an adult often exceeds 2 kilograms. 13. Seagulls have no social relations with their congeners. Not only do they sometimes eat gulls of other species, but also occasionally engage in cannibalism. 14. When a gull hunts for fish, it can dive under the water hole with its head. 15. Of all the species of gulls, the California gull has become the most intelligent. Unlike other subspecies, this gull nests on the mainland, in an area remote from the ocean. Its lifestyle has led Mormons to worship the California gull as a divine incarnation of Elohim. 16. At the moment of flight, the sea gull reaches speeds of 110 kilometers per hour. 17. Seagull colonies often become mixed. They willingly nest nearby with herons, with cormorants, with wild ducks, and with the rest of the bird species. 18. Seagulls are intelligent and curious feathered birds, capable of playing games, stealing prey from other birds, as well as chasing other animals, and even taking advantage of humans. 19. Until the age of 4, the seagull has bluish feathers, after which it begins to turn white. 20. The seagull needs a large amount of food for a comfortable life, at least 400 grams per day for an adult. 21. Nothing terrible happens if one clutch of a seagull dies. In such a situation, the female immediately lays several more eggs. This process can be repeated up to 4 times in seagulls. Seafarers, by the behavior of these birds, could learn to determine the proximity of the storm. If a seagull sits on the mast or on the water, there is no fear of a storm. 23. In Hitchcock's film The Birds, American herring gulls were portrayed as winged stubborn pursuers of man. But, as it turns out, this plot was not invented. Furious attacks by European herring gulls caused by humans entering bird territory have resulted in serious head injuries to humans, leading to death in several cases. 24. The gull has a useful adaptation. The wings of this bird have a higher ratio of width to length compared to the shorter wings of other birds, which allows the gull to make easy maneuvers. 25. Adult gulls have distinctive spots on their beaks that have become visual reference points for their chicks. In order to convince the adults to belch food to them, the chicks have to peck at these marks. 26. Gulls have the ability to build nests almost anywhere and from any material. They can build a nest from grass, feathers, twigs, scraps of nets, cans, and other debris. 27. Many gulls winter in the Black or Caspian Seas, and some migrate to the North Sea or the Mediterranean. They can also migrate to African states, Japan, and China. 28. In many cultures, the gull has been considered a symbol of universality, freedom, and a carefree way of life. In Celtic and Irish mythology, Manannán mac Lir was a trickster and god of the sea, and he was often depicted as a seagull. 29. Seagulls face many threats common to seabirds, such as oil pollution, tangled fishing line, and plastic ingestion. One-legged gulls are not uncommon, and although these birds easily adapt to these kinds of injuries, conscientious gull lovers take steps to protect these unique and fascinating birds. 30. If a gull notices danger while brooding or feeding its chicks, a commotion will sweep the entire colony of birds. The seagulls will then take to the air, start circling over the troublemaker and shrieking.